Welcome back to Gamers Graveyard episode 2. Where we drink and debate. Chase, what are we drinking?
Today we got one of my personal favorites, and we're reusing that tequila. For me, I have something different, but this is a Mexican mule. It is simply a Moscow mule. Substitute the vodka for tequila. Pretty simple. You can have whatever tequila you like, whatever Moscow mule recipe you like.
Recipe in the description below. Uh, Caleb, what are we debating?
Are running backs in the NFL over or undervalued? Who wants to kick us off?
I'll go. I think so. My position is running backs are overvalued in general in the NFL, including your favorite running back. Chase, what do you think?
Well, that's a pretty convincing opening statement from you. No, but
As he's wearing an Eckler jersey.
I want to preface this by saying, on average, they're undervalued, right? So I'll go into detail on that, but I think on average the position is undervalued for a lot of various reasons.
I think everybody saw me take a hit of that and was like, "Whoa, that was sick." Reed, what do you think?
Yeah, I think just I'm on their overvalued side. I just think that there's too many times have we seen the like Zeke Elliott, Tony Pollard scenario, or like Caleb was pointing out, like you can pick up a guy like Sony Michel for the Patriots and shit like that and see success. Like, what do you have to do to get big time money as a back? I don't know. I mean, I've just thrown a number out there. Maybe like if you get 1,000 yard seasons, a 1,000 yard season, does that give you 5 million the next year, 10 million the next year? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. But I definitely think you can find someone off the practice squad or some like late draft pick that can get you success. So pay them
Right on.
less. League minimums.
100%. Nathan, what do you think?
I would say running backs are probably valued as they should be currently. There's maybe a handful of running
Oh
backs in
wow,
the
what a hard
NFL that
stance.
there's maybe only a handful of running backs in the NFL that have solid contracts. And that's probably just determined by their production and their reliability as a back. So if they're not very injury prone, someone like Nick Chubb, who serves as a workhorse year in and year out, I think he should get a pretty nice contract. Not on par with like a wide receiver or anything, but I mean it should
I'd
be
Yeah.
like to
better
come
than the
back to
rest of
that.
the league.
And I'd like to clarify when I say pay them less, I don't mean I want them paid less, but I wouldn't really pay them more. The top guys pay them
Ah,
more. The top guys pay them more, maybe, but I don't know. That's what I meant by I don't know what you would pay the top guys.
I
But
want them paid
as
less
it
because I'm a
stands
hater.
now, yeah, they're gonna make league minimums as it stands now.
All right,
Caleb, where
Caleb,
are
what's
you
your
at?
stance? Yeah.
I'm kind of neutral like Nathan. Like on average, I'd say most running backs probably hold value to their current contract. And like before the Saquon Barkley contract that he just received, I was definitely more on the stance that they were undervalued. But my whole argument was just that it should be more production based because someone like Derrick Henry had 3 seasons of 300 plus carries. Like he was the best running back debatably all 3 of those years. He probably should have been paid those years as such, considering now when he's going to get a new contract, he's on the obvious decline. Dude's not going to have any of those seasons again. He's not going to have 300 plus carries again, most likely. Now he's not going to get that contract. He's beat up. His value's gone. So the new Saquon contract, I think, really reflected almost everything I wanted because it's a single year contract. I don't know if there's as much like reward based money in it as I would probably like there to be, but the fact that it's just a single year and it's kind of like a prove it deal year in, year out, like if a running back comes out, gets 300 carries that year, walls the fuck out on a 1 year contract, why not give him a nice contract the year after that? And then the year he takes a dump, I mean, you send him off, you draft a rookie, boom, boom. So I think the NFL is pretty actively reflecting an NFL running back's value, like as we stand. Because I think the new Saquon Barkley contract is kind of going to become the norm for elites. And then anyone outside the elite, they deserve what they get. That's not even an argument, I think.
So you
I-
think it's
okay.
it's correct where it's at? Like,
I think it's evolving to be correct. Like I think the
okay,
Saquon Barkley contract is the future of running back contracts.
what if I told you that the position of a running back is paid on average less than damn near every position. A kicker, on average, gets paid more.
Yeah, I would
Then
like to
$4
counter
million
that
more.
point. I would like to counter that point.
Or are you
How
going to
many
say,
kickers? How many kickers are there in the NFL? 32, right?
well,
Because
there's
there are only
punters.
32.
Punters can kick.
And remember that Chargers kicker a couple years ago.
Hold on. But you said kickers. So when you're referencing that stat, you're referencing kickers. So there
Yeah,
are 32.
you are correct. They can't
Right,
take
'cause
up a
you're
lot
not
of
saying
roster space, but
kickers
this is on
and
average.
punters.
So in
Which,
average,
how do
there's
you calculate
32.
average?
What do you mean? You take all of them, add it up, and divide
By what?
by the amount there is.
32. Okay. And how many roster spots are there for running backs on average? Would you agree that there are 3 to 4? We can say there's somewhere around 100, not
Right.
32.
The point of the average is
So
to take out the outliers of the big name contracts and the little name guys who may never see the field.
right, but I'm saying that the big name guys are the starting 32, while the lesser guys, because you're not going to pay a backup running back any percentage of your calorie space, salary
Except for
space.
like 2 or 3
Jesus.
teams a year. There's a couple of tandems that are kind of paid. Nick Chubb and what's his face for a little bit.
Kareem Hunt. Yeah, sure. But even that, I mean, they're still carrying Duke Johnson as a third
Yeah.
string running back, and he
He's
came in
good.
and balled out of control.
Yeah.
And they're paying a fourth string running back on top of that. So when you say average, you're talking about roughly, I'll give you 40, and there are 60 that are being equated into that average that obviously aren't going to get paid because they don't contribute to a team's production.
How do we know
Whereas
that number is being equated into that average? Like, how do we know it's just not the starting 32 running backs?
I don't know. The stat
Because
that
otherwise
I'm looking up, salaries are very hard to get numbers on because there is a lot of with running backs, their contracts are structured for what they produce. There's a lot of like hidden
There's a lot of
bonuses
production
and
incentives.
like
Salaries.
yards. Yeah, there's a lot of incentivized pieces
Bonus.
to their contract and their pay. So it's really hard to like get a good number on it. A lot of
I
it's
would-
not publicly available, but you can definitely see what's taken away from the salary cap based on what they're paid.
I would say that I mean, it's all publicly available, but I would like to point this out. So when you say like you like Saquon Barkley's deal,
Yeah.
Which is fair, okay.
A little bit
Saquon
more than
Barkley-
the franchise tag. You got a nice bonus. I think the bonus itself was like 2 million. So 2 million in the bank right now versus the franchise tag. He didn't get that bonus. So now he has 2 more million right now to do stuff with. So that's a nice little contract.
Sure. Saquon Barkley right now takes up roughly 5% of the total cap space. I think the total cap space is 225 million. He takes up 11, which if you do the math, somewhere around 5%. The average quarterback is going to take up around 10% unless you have a rookie quarterback. So now between just the quarterback and the running back, you have 15% of the salary cap spent. I can't get that word.
Calorie sap.
Calorie spent?
Tapping your calories, bro.
Yeah. I'm not retarded, but I
Jesus.
like rocks. But what I'm getting at is, if between these two positions you think 15% is fair, I would disagree because for
Saquon, like
I would
Saquon
like to
and
take
Danny
that part.
Dimes. Imagine that team specifically. I think that's probably where it should be.
That
Yeah,
sounds
and
like
they're gonna
a salary cap issue to me.
They're gonna
It
make the
doesn't sound
wild
like
card.
a payment to
They're gonna make the wild
Boom.
card next year.
Right. And coaches get fired if they spend too much time just making the playoffs. Ask Chase, you're a Chargers fan. What happened to Marty Schottenheimer at 14-2?
Oh, I can't speak on that decision because that was a bad decision.
Yeah.
The way you cut it.
But what happened? Okay, so we'll talk about.
I mean,
who
what
was
about
the
Big
Bengals?
Bill?
Marvin Lewis. Well, hold on. What about
Okay.
Big
That's
Bill was
pretty
taken
clear
right
that
off.
making
Marvin
the playoffs
Lewis.
first round wild card doesn't cut it. Doesn't cut it. Year in,
Right.
year out, it doesn't cut it.
So now we've come into an era of football where the quarterback should take up roughly 12% of the cap space, 12 to 15, as evidenced by Patrick Mahomes and as evidenced by the estimated Joe Burrow deal.
Yeah, but Patrick
coming down the
Mahomes
line.
is an outlier in himself. No one has that type of production.
And Joe Mixon's
But-
still on a nice contract, and Isaiah Pacheco's about to get screwed over. He's going to be 29 by the time his rookie contract's over, and he's going to be washed up and never get paid for helping win a Super Bowl literally last year. Chiefs are
Bet
raw
on
dogging the
himself.
economy.
So when you say never get paid by winning a Super Bowl, there are incentives in the contract for winning a Super Bowl, and the incentive is I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but for easy math, let's say it's $1 million, and it's $1 million outside of the salary cap, the salary cap that just comes from the NFL. Yeah, I said, don't laugh, all right?
I didn't say anything, bro.
Yeah, but no, I mean he did get paid. I mean, I don't think that anybody would look at $1 million and be like, I didn't get paid. But if you're talking about, in my opinion, a running back is worth roughly 1 to 3%, depending on the running back's value of the team's salary cap, and that right now an elite running back gets paid 5%. Bring that number down, because a wild card, as we can talk about Marvin Lewis, Bill Belichick will be fired soon, even with 6 rings, which is insane. Andy Reid got fired from the Eagles for just making the playoffs. Marty Schottenheimer got fired from the Chargers. Mike Shanahan got fired for a 2 or a 3-year drought. If you're not contending for a Super Bowl year in and year out, as a coach, you get fired. As a GM, you get fired. Aside from a few
Depends on who your
organizations who
owner
are
is.
ran very poorly. So,
But I would look at it in the spectrum of, yes, like, of course it's their job to equate, all right, how much can we dedicate to the salary cap to pay these guys?
Why
What I'm
not just
talking
raise
about
the
on
salary
average,
cap?
if you're saying that an elite running back is replaceable,
it
I
is.
mean, it's been evidently clear that Le'Veon Bell can be replaced, or a Melvin Gordon can be replaced by someone who's making pennies on the dollar. What I think is
Le'Veon
bad
Bell
is
was the
those
best running back
contracts,
in the NFL and won Offensive Player of the Year, by the way. So
and
when
they
you
wouldn't
talk
pay
about,
him.
yeah,
They
for a
wouldn't
reason,
pay him.
and not the Steelers wouldn't pay him because James Conner came in and produced the same, and they didn't see a difference in their one loss.
He was in like
The
a
Jets
Saquon
paid
type.
him.
He was in a Saquon situation though, with that zone read and that offensive line and stuff. He was not going to get that on any other team.
My
The
argument is
Steelers,
that
that offensive line was top 5 every year he was there. It was wild.
Right. So dedicate more cap space to offensive line and don't dedicate cap space to the running back.
Well, why, when NFL owners in the NFL itself are making record profits, why don't you just raise the salary cap for the sake of running backs?
and that's part of
They
my
raised
argument
the
is
salary.
these guys
They
need to
raised
be
the salary
paid.
cap $20 million this year.
But these
Do it a
guys
little bit
year.
more.
see a bigger share of
Give
that.
that to
Obviously,
running
they're
backs.
taking that money and paying other people. The thing about it, it's a very
Yes.
dangerous game what they're playing, because what they're saying is the staple of American football, which is the run game, which created the game of football, is going to
That's what wins
deteriorate
Super
more
We're
and
not
more.
40.
It's already been going on a downward
We're
trend.
not 40,
And,
bro.
bro,
Running
you're
backs
looking-
win Super Bowls though.
My
That's
problem is,
We're not 40.
look at the quarterbacks who can run, and then they say, okay, well, we don't need a running back if you have a running quarterback. Well, that's a problem of the rules of the game. It's not because these quarterbacks are
Well,
mystically good at running.
that's not
the
even
ball.
true.
It's
Look at
because
the
they're
Ravens.
protected by fucking the rules.
I mean, look at
There's
the
no other
Ravens
way to cut
though.
it.
Any
Look at the
mobile
Eagles.
any mobile quarterback still has a high end running back. I mean, Jalen Hurts is super mobile. I think Miles Sanders had the 6th highest running back contract last year. Danny Dimes is pretty mobile. They have Saquon.
Yeah, but
Barkley.
they signed DeAndre Swift for $1.1 million this year.
That is pretty
signed-
wild. He was a top
That's
5 running
really
back for
low.
half of last year. That's wild.
But that's the best he's gonna get, Papa. Because
What if
who gives a fuck about you're an average running back? So is every other running back. Oh,
Yeah.
you're a good running back? So is every other running back. It depends way too much on offensive scheme and O-line to be dedicating cap space to a running back. Whereas quarterback, receiver, linebacker, O-line, tight end, all of that comes down to talent. Scheme gets built around how good these players are. These running backs just fit the scheme or they don't. There's one exception, but nobody said it yet, so
Adrian
I'm not going to
Peterson?
say it. That's 10 years ago.
Who do you think's the exception now? I wouldn't say Christian McCaffrey. That dude's broken.
Christian
Right.
McCaffrey's getting paid.
we're
big
talking about Derrick
dollars.
Henry?
He's not the
No,
exception.
Bryce
Isn't,
hates Derrick Henry.
Absolutely not Derrick
Yeah,
Henry.
he hates
Isn't-
Derrick
You're talking about 3.8 yards a carry, Derrick Henry.
Hey, last
You're
year-
talking
yeah,
about
last
I
year.
run the ball a lot and I'm really big. Derrick Henry. You're talking about the guy whose backup came in and rushed for 140 yards on average a game. The same
How
as
many
Derrick
games did
Henry.
he play?
4. You're talking about the guy who averaged 6 yards a carry compared to Derrick Henry's 2 yards a carry in the playoffs. The one playoff game they had, by the way.
Okay, well,
Come
what's
on.
the defense going to do when they see Derrick Henry in the backfield?
The only other person I can think of is Josh
Smother him, just like they've been doing.
Yeah, so
Well-
I think what it is unfortunately
Josh
for
Jacobs.
running backs, their position is relatively simple job to do. The only thing
I
you can
would-
really
I
do
would
to
disagree.
get deeper as a running back is improve your catching so that you have route running in your arsenal. What if the running back position is so competitive and there's such a supply of good running
Yes,
backs?
that's it. That's it.
They're
That's it.
fucked
It's,
innately.
And my
Yeah.
argument,
I mean,
they're
is that
also-
it won't be. If we're not paying him money, players in college are going to say, you know what, I don't want to play
Yeah.
running back. I'm going to go play a receiver.
I
Players in high school are going to say, I don't want to play running back. I want to play receiver. Players
Well,
in
then the
elementary
market will
school are going to
balance
say,
itself.
and well, it will. But
Exactly,
what will
Reed.
the game look like
Exactly.
without a run? What will the game
I
look
mean,
like? We're going to see Patrick Mahomes
like the
It would,
Chiefs.
it
scrambling
would
every play.
be
That's a football I don't want to watch because
it would be
the
a
running back
few
position is
years
violent.
of
It's
dog
violent.
shit running backs
It's
and
just
really
not going to
good
happen.
receivers. These dudes are going to go play slot, and then the market will balance itself out. And these dudes that are exceptional running backs will get paid the way they should be.
No,
I mean,
let's just go back in time a little bit. I mean, there was a time when the running backs were on the decline about 4 or 5 years ago, and the Patriots got into the playoffs. And what did they do? How did they
they
win?
ran
that
I
Super Bowl?
formation.
They ran
They ran
I
I
formation,
formation.
old school football, plowed that football
Totally.
through everyone's freaking noggin, and they just won a Super Bowl because everyone's
say
like,
something
"Oh,
way
I-
more crass.
I agree. I agree. By the
So,
way,
hold on. Are you
genius
guys
plan
arguing
by
that
Josh
that the
McDaniels.
position is not valuable? Like,
No,
are you?
No, real quick. By the way, I want to counter this point, and then I'll get to you. I agree. Josh McDaniels' scheme of running I formation, of forcing the NFL to change to a receiving tight end with Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez was genius. And then when linebackers got smaller and safeties got bigger, and they realized that they were stacking the box with 6 instead of 7 or 8, then he ran I formation, which is the counter to that. And against the Chargers, Chase, as I'm sure you remember, they scored 5 touchdowns on 5 drives in the first half. It is the most perfect football I've ever seen. And then you know what they did to the fullback?
Chase.
Cut him. Cut him. They cut him. So
yeah.
because like the fullback, he was valuable. He was super
Yeah.
valuable to that team, but not valuable enough to pay him. Not valuable enough to, because there are too many guys that can do what the fullback does. So Nathan, this goes into your argument. The running back position is obviously valuable. The problem right now is market saturation, where there are too many running backs who can do that job. And there are too many running backs who are willing to take that job.
And
And it's not my job.
I would also say that, like, from a business perspective, spending money, these people are pretty high risk investments too. So more than the fact that, right, like there's a lot of people that could potentially fill this, right? Why would you give someone who takes a beating like no other, probably the hardest beating out of any position, the most injury prone position? I don't know if the stats back that up, but
Has to be one.
from a purely
just
business
watching
perspective,
football, it's pretty clear that running backs get injured a lot.
I think the contract structure needs to change based on that. My
That's what I'm
argument is
saying.
not that they need to get paid Patrick Mahomes 10-year
But
contracts.
half a billion.
My
Yeah.
argument is that they should get 1 year fully guaranteed and then have incentives for their production. And that 1 year fully guaranteed on average should be higher than where it is now. Now, of course,
Yeah.
you could say that if you franchise tag a player, you may be underpaying or overpaying that player. That's why the
Overpaying.
franchise tag exists. Generally
What-
overpaying.
And what's nice
But yeah,
about
and
It's a
even
player
though
that
that player, like,
are
let's take
sketchy to sign, right?
Let's take
And
Von
so-
Miller, for instance. Von Miller got the franchise tag 2 years in a row for the Denver Broncos and was willing to sign at a reduced rate, at a hometown rate, if you will, but was upset that he got franchise tagged, even though he was going to make more money that year. Why is that? Why would running backs as a whole, why would the NFL Players Association be like upset? Because like Nathan said, it's a high risk investment, but it's also high risk for them too. Because yeah, let's say Saquon Barkley goes out this year, week 2, blow ACL out. Now you're done. Your career gone. Bye-bye. Now, instead of 5 years worth of pay, you had 1 year worth of pay, and that's it.
I
And
argue
then
that's more fair though for a highly saturated, player. Gives them more of a chance if they're booing.
I think to
I can
Reed's
agree
point,
that's fair. I can agree 1 year contracts is fair, but the 1 year contract should be and it should be market value based. If you're in a high saturated market, you don't get paid very
Here's
well.
my question.
There's
What
a
are
few
the
people
physical
representing.
trainers of NFL teams making, specifically the female ones? Are they making as much as the male ones? That's what I want to know. I see quite a
Listen.
few.
To
Listen,
your point, yes, listen, to your point about the running back position being easily replaceable, I think the way the game will evolve in a pass dominant situation is that it won't be easily replaceable, because I guarantee being a running back, blocking a blitzing linebacker, blocking and picking up a chip block on the best defensive end in the league is nowhere near the easiest job in the NFL.
Didn't a lot of don't a
stick
lot
your
of
head
running
in his
backs-
chin.
I think what's going to
Disagree.
stand out is running backs who can do a variety of things, block really well being a fundamental core value of their production. Secondly, receive, right? Because if the game's going to be pass dominant, then they need to be able to catch that ball and make something happen. There's a
Aren't there
standout
also
player
running
that makes
backs
that
that
happen. There is a
commanded
standout
the
player that makes
offensive
that
line?
happen. Even
Who?
he's not getting signed.
Just come on. Who makes that happen?
Austin
Name
Eckler
one.
Makes that happen.
That's
But
it.
that's
that's
because he
it.
doesn't rush.
Austin Eckler is. Come on, that's not true. Austin
He
Eckler
rushes,
is.
but dude, his stats for rushing are pretty subpar in the grand scheme of things.
Austin
but that's a
Eckler is the
reflection
only
of their
running
O-line.
back. I agree, and Austin Eckler is the only running back I would be willing to pay personally. Everybody else, Derrick
even
Henry,
he's not
I'm
getting
not
paid,
paying
though.
him.
What about
Christian
Nick Chubb?
McCaffrey.
Yeah, what about Nick Chubb?
He's the best
So-
pure rusher in the NFL, I think.
When you talk about pure rusher, you're talking about it's not yards after contact. It's yards over expected yards is the
Yeah,
stat
yeah.
that they use for that, which is important for sure. The Browns put up roughly 4,600, 4,500 yards of offense, and the Browns weren't a very good offense. They put up, average numbers, 45, 4,600 yards of offense. And the yards above expected was 380. So Nick Chubb is getting paid fairly. But Nick Chubb, you
Well, how do you
being
how do
as
you
good
set
as you
this
are,
expectation?
have a good
Where
contract.
does that number of like expectation
That's-
come from?
That's something
I'm
that
just-
Amazon
I'm
Web
just telling you.
Services offers. That's something
I'm
that
just telling
Amazon
you
Web
what-
Services
yeah.
offers. And if we look
This
at
is
that,
why
we're
Nick
looking
Chubb
at
is expected.
Deontay Foreman, Travis Etienne, Damian Harris, Khalil Herbert, all hovering around that 50 yards rush percentage over expected. You were saying rush yards over expected. Let's look at that.
Yeah.
If we're looking at rush yards over expected, we're talking maybe 1 yard over expected. Maybe one.
And over the course of a season, on average, I agree. And over the course of a season, the yards over expected is going to equate to roughly 2 to 3% of the offensive production. And that is where you can take, okay, so offensive line no longer matters, quarterback, receivers, all that. The scheme doesn't matter. It is what is expected from this play, even if it's a bad play. And then what did you get? So this is where we discern. This is the stat that we can use to discern how valuable a running back actually is. And even the best running back is roughly 2 to 3% of the offense. So he should get 2 to 3% of the offense's salary cap.
And what didn't like Christian McCaffrey have some like insane stat when he was playing for the Panthers in his most dominant few years? That
when they were
was
losing
like
all the time.
50 or 60% of like all the plays were like being run through him or something.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
He was carrying the boats for sure.
He was carrying the ball. They don't know him, son.
And he is
they were
also
losing
games.
the second highest paid running back in the NFL, right behind
When they
the
went
greatest of all time,
4 and
Bijan
12.
Robinson.
Bijan.
Yeah,
The
Bijan
Washington
Robinson
Commander.
is the highest paid running back in the NFL. Just
Wait,
I
is he
throwing
the
that out
Commander?
there.
real quick.
Bijan's a rookie. Bijan's a rookie.
Yeah.
Bijan, he's for the Falcons. I do think he'll have a cool year.
Is
if
he
you're-
being paid the most? Bijan?
fantasy
Yes.
tips?
Why? He's a rookie.
Because he's a first
I don't
round
know.
draft pick, and who the fuck drafts a running back in the first round?
Bijan's
Dumb
worth it.
teams.
Bijan's worth it.
The Falcons.
I watch UT Texas all year, bro. Bijan is something else.
Hold
And
on.
He makes the game exciting. My argument is that the game is exciting with the running back. If you
I would
diminish
agree
what
with
they're paid,
that.
people are not going to play running back. And you're going to diminish the quality of the game in the long run for the sake of salary cap percentages. Like, let's make a clause that you must pay the running back 5% of the offense's salary cap each year.
5%?
For a
5%.
starter.
So on the Chiefs, where
All right,
where
they're a
Patrick
running back.
Mahomes is taking
I
up.
guess I can't
Bryce
argue
is
that
like a
point because
CEO, bro.
running back
Yeah.
by committee is
5?
a good idea. I can't argue that. Running back by committee is a good idea. There are some outliers, some standouts who will no doubt start over with the other
There
person. I mean, there's Austin Eckler.
You
That's
want me
it.
to
That's
give you a
it.
2 to 3% raise?
I cannot argue Austin Eckler. I can't. I don't have an argument for it because I watched the production and I watched the production across the league. I watched the same production when Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon came in. I watched the same production when Derrick Henry and his backup came in. I watched an uptick of production when Tony Pollard came in for Ezekiel Elliott. I watched the same production of the Giants offense. Well, I
No.
would say Saquon offered a small uptick of production, but I don't think it was major.
Saquon's
Uh,
production is near equivalent
Bryce, what
to that.
about
Hold on.
Melvin Gordon and
No, Melvin Gordon.
Williams? Who's
Yeah, Javante. How
Javonte.
about that?
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Mr.
Melvin Gordon,
Fumbly
what's the
Bumbly.
difference there?
Melvin
Mr.
Gordon didn't
Fumbly
get that
Bumbly.
job. That was Sony
You know-
Michel, right?
Real quick, hold on. I do want to say this.
I
How
hate
many
Melvin
games did
Gordon.
Javonte Williams help us win last year? Oh, none.
Well,
he was
got,
hurt.
I mean, when did he get injured?
Oh, he was
But how
hurt.
many games did Melvin Gordon help us lose that one year?
Oh yeah, no.
There's
Melvin
difference.
Gordon is a different case because
was-
Melvin Gordon is a fucking bum.
He's a difference maker for sure.
Melvin Gordon, it's wild, bro. Melvin Gordon carries the ball around his fucking cock, and you're like, "Hey, man, can you tuck that away? It's the last 1 minute of the game, and we need this." And he's like, I was thinking I throw it. Actually, I was thinking we lose this game. What do you think, Coach?
I was like, I'd
I-
drop it in the grass.
Yeah,
But hold on.
I fucking hate
Imagine
Melvin
this.
Gordon. I think Melvin Gordon is a poor example because I think a better example would be when Latavius Murray came in and
Mm,
replaced
Right,
Melvin
that's what it
Gordon.
is.
old guy, yeah, and he did really well actually.
Yeah, and he's just
No,
an
he did.
average running back.
I looked at his stats. Latavius Murray did almost as good in terms of yards per carry, and Javonte was a standout. He was a standout. He was like, oh my god, this
Javonte,
guy-
what? And
Javonte looked
I
really
don't
good.
get me wrong. I love Javonte Williams because, and like you said, I can agree with the point that the running back position makes the game exciting. Kind of, not as exciting as the
okay.
quarterback position, not as exciting as any other position, but they do make the game exciting.
I have a good example for you. Why
Go
did
ahead.
baseball implement a pitch rule to where there's a pitch clock?
Because games were going 4 hours.
And what will happen
Do you
if
watch baseball?
every play is
Yeah.
a pass in which the player runs out of bounds and stops the clock and they reset the ball? Like we're already
Not how
tired of watching
passes work.
commercials. Bro, the game will drag on so much longer if every play's a pass. The clock won't run. There will be no game management. And I get it. Game management is
Okay.
less of a thing when Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow can
Do you
score in the matter of
specifically-
seconds.
13
But
seconds.
It's still a part of the game.
Shout out
to
Mahomes.
run the
Yeah.
clock down.
Who was the
All
running
you
back
need.
for them?
Hey, the Chiefs have been learning their
Chiefs?
lesson though.
Oh.
Patrick
I'm
Mahomes.
saying-
What was Patrick Mahomes' average pass attempt last year? Was like 7 yards. When like the years before that it was like 12, 16. Like he's been throwing way shorter, been taking way more
Not-
time on all of his possessions. He's not
not
doing 13
been-
second possessions anymore. Like, because that
Yeah, but
cost
the
him some
reason-
games. So
So
The reason
It's-
isn't because of like I don't the advent of the different use of the running back position. It's for sure
Yeah.
because Tyreek Hill left and Travis Kelce is going to be the most advantageous to use within a 7 to 10 yard period.
it
that's
sounds
also
like
great.
we're split into two groups right now. One of let the free market run itself, and one being the league or the players union needs to step in and compensate these guys. Let's also
I
not
agree.
forget we are talking about a game that grown adults are playing for a living, and we have no ownership stake in these players. But do we want to move on to our next subject of the
I do wanna
wildest
move on.
wild animal?
I do want to move on, but I do want to say this. You said we don't have any stake in our personal professional
I dedicate my
teams.
life to this. sport.
Yeah,
I got clout on the line.
You don't have any
Yeah, I'm a
stake.
Cowboys
I
fan,
can-
so I'm
I
fucked for
consider
life.
suicide on Mondays when the Broncos
Hey,
lose.
hey,
Bro,
don't even
last
say,
year
don't
was
even
the
say the
greatest year of my
Jaguar to
life.
me. Don't even.
Dude,
say
I
the
want to
Jaguars
commit
me, bro.
suicide
I'll
when
be-
I'm playing fantasy football and I don't start Josh Jacobs, but he runs for 80 yards to win the fucking game, first play of overtime.
There's some stake
Yeah,
there.
that
There's
was
some
sick.
stake there.
That's when I want to kill myself. I got a trophy on the line, bro.
Facts. I should have that trophy behind me, but I fucking
There-
don't.
The only thing I care about in that league is escaping the sack. Once I escape the fucking sack offs, all the stress
I should have had.
evaporates.
Staring
I
back
should have
at
had
me
that
right
fucking
now.
trophy. Oh yeah, facts. Where's that sack at, pussy
Yeah, that
boy?
should be in your
Let me see
frame,
that
brother.
shit.
Yeah, that
In
should
my
be in your
frame,
frame,
let me-
little bitch boy.
It should be sitting on your head every fucking episode.
Facts. You should be fucking. You should be forced to lick those nuts.
What a
Very nice.
tragedy.
I like.
What a tragedy.
You should
know,
dip
the
those in
league
your
I
tea
won.
every
The league I
morning.
won. I had Austin Eckler. So
The league I won. Nobody gives a fuck. What are the nuts doing on in your room? You know what I'm saying? The nuts dangling.
Every NFL owner considers fantasy production when they're coming up with their contracts too. Let's not forget
Facts.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You know what?
They go to
Is the worst.
fantasyfootball.com and they go best players projected points per game. Man, I should sign this free agent.
nah, bro. Calvin Ridley's got 50,000 on fucking the over, bro. So it's gotta happen.
I want to circle back to this conversation real quick. Also, I do want to say this. You know what's the fucking worst? Is just like Chase said, like, I won a league, and everybody's like, I don't give a fuck what league was I in that league? Oh, I
Yeah.
wasn't? Then I don't care. Bro, it's the worst.
You
When
want to get clout from me for something I didn't
Yeah.
participate in?
the
Well,
fuck
we
outta
actually
here.
all did participate in that league with Chase. To be fair,
Yeah, y'all.
Oh,
y'all
is
paid
that the
me.
one he won?
I was paid up. I was
I
paid
didn't know
up
that
by
that's the
y'all.
one you won. All right, fair
Pat in my
enough. Talk your
pockets.
shit.
No. But it's
You were
because I
literally
abandoned
first and
ship
last.
I abandoned ship on the non-PPR team
Fair.
because there was no ship to save. The
I was
the
gonna say
captain goes
fucking-
down with the ship, bro. That's
The worst is like,
uh,
even I was just talking with one of my buddies who I was in a fantasy football league with. I was in 4 last year, and then I was like 501 in the championship in another, won the other, and then was 2-11 in the other. And those people in the 2-11 league, they don't give a fuck. I'm like, I swear to you, I'm actually pretty good. And they're like, it didn't look like it, piece of shit, bum. I'm like, I don't have a choice. What about the injuries? They were injuries. And they're like, I don't give a fuck.
hey, bro, what about? I want to be sensitive about it because that man did almost die. But that screwed over a lot of people, and that can't happen again.
Me?
Yeah.
That can't
Me?
Or
happen again.
Hamlin? Me?
Fantasy apps need to account for the possibility of death on the field. man.
Cardiac
That's
arrest. Yes.
That needs to happen because
I have a buddy
that's
Who thinks-
unacceptable.
who thinks the reason that happened is because he was vaccinated. It's like, nah, bro. Like,
That's that conspiracy
certain
theory
football
fucking-
hits are like car crashes. Who's the guy that during like a practice hit sustained
JJ.
such an injury that they cut him
JJ.
all the way down his
Ooh,
chest?
hot.
And they're like, dude, this is something you see in a car wreck. And he's like, well, I'm alive.
Well, they
I
are
know,
going at the speed of car crashes. Like
Yeah, 20
amount
mile
of
an hour car
force,
crash
yeah.
right to your fucking chest.
that's why running backs need to be paid more. Well, who said that?
Nah, let
All
the free
right.
market reign. Capitalism, baby.
Capitalism all day, motherfucker. All right.
Hey, the NFL
Next
runs a
subject.
socialist scheme in terms of profit share. So
Hey,
They run a meritocracy, which is very close. Yeah, in terms of profit sharing, yeah, they do run. They run the perfect socialism. But in terms of players' worth, they run a meritocracy, which is almost the same idea as capitalism, almost. Let's switch subjects to top 5 wild animals. We were talking before the show, and because I'm the fucking best, I get first pick, and it has nothing to do with a randomized generator online. And so
Google.
from
These
so
are the top 5 animals in the wild. The first one's
Let me-
going
yeah,
to
let
be
me
your
look it up, let me
apex
look it up,
predator,
let me
the
look it
polar
up.
bear, because it could fucking murk any land creature on this planet.
Look at Nathan's smirk. You know Nathan's ready for a polar bear pick. You know Nathan's ready for that dumbass pick.
The polar bear towers
First-
over its closest relative, the grizzly bear, weighing in at 600 pounds and 9 feet tall. The polar bear is the ultimate apex predator, while the grizzly only gets up to 6 foot 4 inches. I fucking speech impediment right there. Live.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
6 foot 4 inches.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks. My number 1 overall pick for top 5 wild animals, if we're going just based off cool factor, orangutan. orangutans are the coolest, and there's no fucking orangutans look the coolest, they act the coolest. You go to the zoo. This is a story I want to tell real quick. If you go to the zoo and you watch anything other than monkeys, fucking call it on life. You know what I'm saying? Because monkeys are the coolest. Everything else, elephants just kind of
Nah,
wander
dude.
around. Lions look sad. They're just waiting for the sweet embrace of death. Monkeys are vibing, dog. Monkeys are doing some wild shit. And I went to the San Diego
poop.
Zoo. Bro, I went to the San Diego Zoo. Dude, get this. So first of all, it's a monkey just hanging on the rail like this, staring at just bystanders, dude, and mean mugging. You can tell that monkey wants to rip the face off of somebody. And then the little baby fucking chimp comes up, climbs up its back, and this monkey, can you get piss in your mouth and still look tough? Because this monkey did it. Because God did. This monkey did. The baby chimp leaned over it, pissed in its mouth. The baby chimp or the grown chimp holding on, opened its mouth, and then came back down, mean mugging the next person, dude. Still ready for action. So I'm sticking with orangutans. I know
That was an
a story about
orangutan?
It was a chimp.
I don't remember. It was a chimp. It was a
right?
chimp, but I stick with orangutans because I like the way they look. And orangutans I've seen do some other wild shit that I'll spare. All right, who's next? Who's got fucking second overall pick?
I believe it was Reed.
Reed, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. My
Yeah.
favorite wild animal. The best wild animal. The best wild animal. I think it's still a polar bear because it's bigger than the rest of them.
This guy.
And
He was dead ass.
how is
Yeah,
that?
Dead
That?
ass.
I actually made the video I was referencing. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the one land creature a killer whale would never fuck with? The answer, polar bear.
I
No,
can
okay.
accept polar bear.
If it wasn't polar bear, I'd probably pick like a fucking.
No. Hold on.
Well, this is
Save
a
it
top
for-
five,
Hold
brother.
on. Yeah, it's a top 5. You got your first.
Okay.
Don't cheat. Who's next?
Chase.
I think it's pretty easy. Beaver.
Beaver.
Dude.
Beaver, huh?
Think that one through.
Gay.
No, I'm that's actually a joke. I was going for pretty simple, easy answer, bro. It is a silverback
Yeah.
gorilla.
My favorite
Yeah.
animal is a clam.
That one
That's
was,
why.
that one was gonna
That's
be
why I
mine.
didn't want to say monkey because I wanted to take silverback gorilla. I wanted a squad full of monkeys, dog.
Silverback gorilla. Just I watched, like
It's
I said,
tough.
I watched all the Planet of the Apes movies, and those silverbacks, bro. Who would fuck with them? Not me,
Fair enough.
bro. If Planet of the Apes are
Bro,
roaming the
you
earth
put a
and
mirror in
silverbacks
front of a
taking one-
silverback and it can't compute what it's seeing.
Yeah, but
Okay.
in Planet of the Apes, they're high intellectual beings, bro. It's pretty crazy. No, but like
On
they're
GD,
just-
I'd
you
score
give 'em
up with a
drugs.
silverback.
they're pretty intelligent, actually. I mean, obviously, monkeys are a higher form of animal intelligence, but the
I hate
silverback
that.
is scary, bro.
I agree
Mass.
with the silverback is scary. I hate anytime anybody is like, you know, this animal's actually really intelligent. I'm like, oh, are they? What do they do? And they're like, well, they still eat their own shit. And you're like, well,
No, but they
They
can
got a
sign
few-
to you that it tastes good. They can tell you.
good counterpoint. Good retort. All right, who's next?
Nathan.
That would
Right?
be me.
All right.
And
all right.
just
Oh,
to get
okay.
gotta get the last monkey out of here. It'd just be the chimpanzee.
Fuck.
Yeah, obvious
Good pick.
reasons. I mean, Elon Musk doing Neuralink tests right now, putting computer chips in those monkeys' brains, and you can watch them go play Pong with their mind. I mean, Lord knows
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
What if
Planet of the
those-
Apes might be for real.
What if the NPC streamers are actually like apes with that chip in it? Balloon.
Glizzy.
Oh, no.
Who's gonna be the one to do? Who's gonna hit that glizzy on camera right now? Ah, fuck it, I'll do it. Glizzy.
Yeah, okay. Chimp.
All right,
I mean,
Nathan,
maybe
you
we're
got
living
last-
with chimps. I don't know.
You got first and last pick. So pick and then you get to pick again.
Okay. So I'm probably gonna go with the honey badger, just because there's no other animal that's quite
Good
as
pick.
inspiring.
Pick.
You know,
Good
when I wake
pick.
up in the morning, I might watch like a honey badger hype edit. You know, just seeing them fend off like maybe 2 or 3 cheetahs at once, or get bit by a really poisonous snake and then eat that snake. I mean, it's just inspiring. You know, like
Right.
you get some good yeet music going over that. You know, like a good honey badger hype edit. Man, it can really pull you out of some dark moments.
real
David
Yeah, fair
Goggins
enough.
speech, hype edit.
Yeah.
Highlights.
They don't know me, son. It's just a honey badger.
If David Goggins was an animal, what would he be?
I think
honey badger.
honey badger. Yeah, I agree. I think honey badger.
Honey badger don't play no games.
I think
Um,
honey badger or my next pick.
Snake draft, right? So Nathan goes again. Is that what you're saying?
Yep,
Reverse
Nathan goes
order?
again.
Alright.
So you got honey badger and what else?
you know, probably I would have to go with a wolf, just because I'm actually closely related to them. When there's a full
Jesus
moon,
Christ.
I actually transform into them.
For a second, I thought Nathan was gonna give like a genuine answer. You know, I thought Nathan was gonna be like a wolf because I like the way they travel in packs. I like the camaraderie they have. But Nathan was like, I'm actually a werewolf.
What's a wolverine? Is that the same thing as a honey badger?
I don't think so. I think like the
I
mongoose,
failed biology, I don't know.
wolverine, honey badger are all like a kind of related species.
First retarded question of the pod. What's a wolverine? My favorite X-Man.
Exactly.
All right, Caleb, what you got?
I think I'm gonna go with fucking kangaroo.
Yeah, I know what a wolverine is.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Someone
gonna
do
go
a
with kangaroo,
wolverine,
bro.
honey badger
Of the
side by
brew?
side.
Yeah.
Kangaroo's a good pick. No kids
That's kind
out.
of underrated. That's kind of slept on pick right
Bro,
there.
those legs will literally flick your head off if they hit you with it. And then their
That's-
little joeys that they put in their little sack, bro. Cute as hell.
Dude,
They've also been
I-
seen squaring up with Australian men in actual
Dude.
fist fights.
have you
Have
seen
that dude
kangaroos
who
fight each
clocks
other?
the kangaroo?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Defending
That
his
dude
dog,
just
he
fucking
just
wham,
fades him, bro.
excuse
that
me.
kangaroo's
And the
like-
kangaroo's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was an option, to be
I
honest.
think PETA was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Dude,
Hey, I
Have you
have a
seen
good
Two
comparison.
one kangaroo chokes the other. Fucking to death. Kills it. Boom, dead. I really like the kangaroo pick. That was gonna be one of my picks. All right, so Caleb, you said kangaroos.
Yes, sir.
Who's next?
That'll
was
be
it?
Reed.
Was it Chase? Was it
Maybe
Reed?
Reed. Or
Okay.
Chase, my bad. Nah, yeah.
It is
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
All right. The capybara.
Capybara, yeah.
What
It's an
the-
It's
Australian
like
animal.
a
fuck is
big
that?
ass. It's like a big ass hamster of sorts, bro. The capybara
Well,
is.
Give a little
like-
explanation.
It's I don't know. It's just
Please.
a mystical animal that I've always wanted to see.
There
Apparently,
was a meme on TikTok about it for a while.
yeah, but
I
I
got you.
was ahead of the game, bro. I've been on capybaras for a while
This
now,
guy's
bro.
bro. What a pussy.
They're weird, bro.
I've been about the capybara. You guys wouldn't even know
It is
about
like
it.
a big hamster.
Yeah, but they're like the size of a dog.
Yeah,
that is
fair
weird.
enough.
I don't
I'll
know.
say this: they're cute,
It's
but
obscure.
I could punt them for a mile. All right, Reed, you're next.
Reed.
Well, it doesn't seem like we're like basing this off shit, so I'm gonna do kind of what
Nah.
Chase just did. I like the rock wallaby, which is basically
What are
Holy-
these top five?
No, it's got to be a real animal, bro.
no,
What is
no. It's a basically a miniature version of a fucking kangaroo, and they're adorable as shit. You can feed
I'll
them by
take that.
hand, and
wanna see
yeah,
it.
Could I
they're
kill?
hella
Could I
cheer.
kill one with
Hella
my bare
chill.
hands?
Oh yeah, no, you could easily snap its neck in a quick twist. What they look like.
Yeah, they're marsupial. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So
That's pretty cute.
fuck off.
I like that.
Oh, this is when I've seen these in person, like a mom with a baby in it in the
Hello,
pouch.
Joey.
It's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. So yeah,
I think.
rock
I think.
wallabies.
I think my next pick, you guys are gonna be like, oh fuck.
Look,
So first hippo, right? Because hippos somehow had the marketing agent to be considered cute, and they're the most deadly to humans.
Violent.
That's
Hungry
fucking.
hippos.
They're violent. Hippos
Yeah.
get with the shit. Their bite strength could break your pelvis.
Have you seen how fast they swim?
Yeah.
They
quick?
swim.
I like it
wicked
when they
fast.
fuck with their ears, wiggle their ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hippos.
Or when
hippos-
they're spraying shit down the back of their legs and their tails just fucking wiping that shit
Yeah.
off.
Number 3 for me would be giraffe, because giraffes are the coolest to interact with. They're the only thing that get basic white women into zoos.
Feed them crackers. I do like that.
Yeah,
And some lettuce, bro.
They got a weird
Yeah.
cat-like tongue that extends really far.
yeah. And then
Got some monkey grip on that thing.
It's very coarse.
Imagine if you were getting fucking sucked off by a giraffe.
That tongue, bro. Dude, that would hit like your low back. You know?
Bro.
Nathan's had enough.
Imagine if it goes
Nathan's had enough of
like
that.
Imagine if it retreats
Uh.
imagine if it fully extends to your fucking to where your pelvis is right now, or to where your tailbone is.
Bro,
And
we
then just
gotta
goes-
stop, dude. Let's stop this right now, all right? We're not fantasizing.
You,
Fucking
yeah, you
sucked
can't
off by a
say
giraffe.
that, bro.
Christ, dude.
I'm just saying the possibilities become endless with a tongue like that.
Right. So,
No,
little known
that's
fact,
that.
Bryce is into bestiality.
Yeah, yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
Chat, is this real?
Is this
All
real
right.
life?
Is it my
All right.
turn for the next animal?
It is.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
get this
All
going.
right,
said-
next animal is gonna be
Bryce
the
said
penguin because I like the movie Happy Feet.
But what
and
penguin? Be more
Surfs
specific.
Up. Surfs Up is the best penguin movie out there.
Hey,
Say
penguin?
I'm not
otherwise,
smart
you're
enough
fucked.
to know the difference between penguins, so don't ask me what
Actually,
penguin.
I know two
IMDb
penguins.
says that March of the Penguins is better.
IMDb, no.
Yeah.
So no, yeah. But no. It's the best penguin movie, hands down. What did you say? I know two
can go.
penguins. I know the emperor penguin and like a macaroni penguin or some shit. I think
Yeah.
that's real. I think
Those are-
that's real.
Oh, look at the big brain on Reed. Shut up. Chase, what do you got?
For me, the next animal has got to be the bald eagle.
Ooh.
America.
Well, there you go. He wins.
I've got pride.
He
wins.
wins.
He wins.
Yeah.
He wins.
That should have been first overall. What a
Yeah.
fucking pick, Chase. What a pick.
It's not first overall. It's more like
Yeah.
That's the
in terms
sleeper
of-
pick,
in
bro.
terms
That's
of
a sleeper.
developed, in terms of developed animals, it's more like 15. But I
Genius.
digress.
That was a brilliant pick. All right, Caleb, what you got?
I'm gonna go with an orca whale because they be smart as heck, and they hate humans. They literally watched
Smart
one
as
of their
heck, huh?
calves get murdered by a boat propeller, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not cool with that." So now they'll be tail flipping and knocking up boats and stuff. That's lit. I
I've
like
been
that.
seeing that in the news. That's pretty wild.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
like
something
that.
to be concerned about. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like literally, bro. like
Like
you're a
going on
small to
cruise.
medium-sized boat against 4 killer whales. They
Oh,
know
yeah.
what you are. They like
They don't
yeah,
like you.
we want that thing down. We want it with
Yeah.
us. We want it eye level right now, and they're a little bit high up there.
Yeah,
That's something to be worried about, bro.
I'd go with orca.
Right. Nathan, what you got? Orca's a good pick.
Um,
Not bald eagle level. but
so
good
I
pick.
got back to back, right?
You
Yes.
do have
Snake.
back to back.
Probably gonna say the cheetah. Cheetahs are cool.
It's a good
They
one.
can
I genuinely
They can
believe,
go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
and I could
which
kill
is
it with
like
my bare hands.
faster than my car.
No shot.
Yeah,
I really could.
I don't think you could do that. But
I could.
cheetahs are cool.
I
They're
could.
they're pretty
Do
cool.
you guys
And then
realistically think you could kill a mountain lion, a cheetah, or a wolf with your bare hands?
Wolf, 1-on-1, yes. Mountain lion, probably not. Cheetah,
probably not,
Easily.
he said.
I think a
Easy.
wolf is
Easily.
the least likely to beat one
Um,
on one.
Wolf has homes.
yeah, I'm
bro,
not getting a
so-
wolf 1-on-1, but if I get a wolf 1-on-1, I kill it. And honestly, I walk home afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, okay. Okay.
No trail of blood, nothing.
You want to
Nah.
put that to the test, bro? Not even a scratch, huh?
If you got, no, I'm not saying not a scratch. I'm saying if you got a wolf and you want it to die, call Papa, I'm fucking it up.
All right, go ahead, Nathan. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Sorry, yeah.
Nah, probably say an octopus. Gotta
Ooh,
throw
that's a
too.
good
that in
one.
there.
That's a
They
good
got
one.
some crazy abilities, like they can fucking basically shapeshift
Yeah.
and change the color of their skin
Yeah.
on command.
Yeah.
So
They like
Probably an
dream and
octopus.
stuff.
They're proof that shapeshifters are among us.
yeah,
You know the Anunnaki? That is a good pick. Octopus is a good pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, we were sitting here to mine gold. All right. We were sitting here to mine and collect gold by the
monatomic
Anunnaki.
gold, to be clear.
Exactly.
So
It's a lot more complicated than you can
You
really
can't even imagine.
fathom, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
You're a little obtuse when it comes to shit like that. Me,
Acute.
cute.
All right, Caleb, what you got?
For number 4, I'm gonna go platypus, bro. Platypus.
Hey, this isn't Phineas and Ferb, so that's a poor answer.
Nah, dude.
Next answer.
Perry the platypus, hard. They lay eggs and they're mammals. Weird. When you put their fur under UV light, it glows for some mysterious reason, literally unknown today. We don't know scientifically why that happens. Super trippy and weird. They're also venomous, I'm
come?
pretty sure. And they're also wicked cute, bro. And they have those like beaver tails and stuff, dude.
Chase
They're
and
just
Nathan
wicked, weird, and
disrespectful as
mysterious.
fuck. They're on their phones.
That's
Disrespectful.
Gotta go with the platypus, bro. They're
That's not
wicked.
true.
no
They're the
kiss
craziest
app.
animals. You can't explain them, you know?
No kiss app. I thought that was a dumbass answer. You explained it really well, so I'll give you platypus.
Platypus.
All right, Reed, what you got? Let's read, right?
How about I think so. How about the dolphin? They're pretty
good one.
smart too. Think
Fuck, man.
think they're one of the only other animals that fuck for pleasure on this planet.
On GD, dog.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
horny, man. They horny.
yeah,
Yeah.
they lay in the fin.
You know what I'm saying? Dick all in your stomach. Better not do no running.
Yeah, what you do is you pin it to the bottom of the seafloor.
Yeah.
Is when you're against some coral, you can push against the coral. But when you're against that seafloor, you ain't swimming.
All right, Chase, what you got?
And y'all really making me stretch here. I'd probably say
I think we got one more after this.
I think the red panda. The red panda is probably. I don't know if that's a bear. I don't even know if it's a panda, really. But it's small and
It's more like a
Yeah.
raccoon.
it does look like a raccoon.
It does look like a raccoon. A raccoon.
Yeah, red pandas are cool. I'd love to see one in real life. I've seen a normal panda, but and I saw that at San Diego Zoo as well. But yeah, love to see a red
Fair.
panda.
All right, I got 2, right?
Yep, this back to back to close it out, coming back.
All right. I got alligator
Mm.
because, alligators be doing cool shit. They look cool, and you would never run up on an alligator.
Bro, I'm Steve Irwin, dog. What
I've
you
seen
mean?
some shit on the
A
Discovery
wrestle
Channel.
gator.
That's my next pick. Ooh, stingray. And you're like, why a stingray? Because the most badass man that has ever lived, the most gangster person that's ever lived, a stingray fucking annihilated his bitch ass. An alligator, a hippo couldn't do that. A stingray killed him and kept it pushing throughout the day. So I got stingray.
That's respectable.
All right. Who's next? Chase, what you got?
So I just went, but you could be right. What's that?
I think so.
rattlesnake?
Yeah, that's how a snake works.
Diamondback rattlesnake.
Bro, I'll fuck a rattlesnake up.
Deadly. Unless you
Kill
got
him with
some
my
snake shot,
22.
that thing. I
Facts.
mean, it'll give you a warning, right? They're pretty fair in terms of the grand scheme of things. It lets you know it's coming, but
They're
Their
fair in terms of
reach.
combat.
their reach, bro, it's pretty immaculate what they can do. And if you see those people who fuck with vials of blood and they put like venom in it, it coagulates, and dude,
Yeah.
you'll croak quick. Even modern day medicine
And-
doesn't really have a counteract to like a good rattlesnake bite.
Yeah, and I'm impressed because I don't even know what coagulates means. So,
It thickens.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Read next question.
How
you got?
about horses? Humans have needed them for a long time.
Just because of their massive cock?
Yeah, just hits both kneecaps when they're walking, same as me. So
So you can relate. Fair enough.
yeah. Plus we throw around the phrase horse cocking in this
Yeah.
group chat pretty often. I like
Fair
the
enough.
horse cocking up that mountainside. Just like
Chad Johnson had a great saying where he said they were asking him why he played on Viagra. And he said, because they can't stop me with 2 legs. You think they can stop me with 3? That's the hardest thing I've ever heard in my life.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't
Anyway.
tackle a man with a boner, so.
Chad, have you
True
taken
enough.
anything before the game? Just Viagra.
Yeah. Just like that.
What
The
enhanced your
story is crazy.
performance?
Yeah, increased my blood flow.
That's what he
Just fully
said.
bricked,
That's what he claims.
catching touchdowns.
Caleb, my bad. I don't mean to fucking interrupt. I'm sure you're ready to go. But I do want to say I think Chad Johnson and fucking Kanye West are equally they feel like they're brothers because they both have said some of the most wild things. You know what I mean? It was a Jewish doctor. And fucking I play with a third leg. You're like, what's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
Anyway, Caleb, next animal.
Man, this 4th one's kind of tough. Or this last one, sorry, this 5th one. But I think I'm gonna have to go with a shoebill stork. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Just making up animals.
No, dude, that's a literal dinosaur bird, bro. And what's crazy is when it clacks its mouth, it literally
could
sounds
kill it.
like a machine gun, and it's loud and haunting, like literal machine gun fire, bro. Just
Sounds
with
like
their
a
beak.
grudge.
They're also like the size of what an ostrich is. They'll murk you, bro. They are lethal, not to be messed with. From the dinosaur era, they're pretty hard.
Fair enough.
Easily my favorite
What a-
bird, so I had to include them.
Fair enough. All right, Nathan. Last one. What you got?
Probably the house cat.
That's domesticated. That's not wild, you piece of shit.
Oh, right.
Otherwise, I
right,
would have said
right.
fucking dog.
All right. How
I
about
Yeah, dog would have
human,
to be number
dog,
one
cat.
otherwise. Yeah.
I'll say the black mamba, because like a single drop could kill an elephant.
I thought you were gonna say
I
because
love
of
that
OJ
answer,
Microphone.
Nathan.
But
I
they
thought
couldn't
you were
kill
gonna
a
say
honey
because
badger.
of Jason Love.
It couldn't kill a honey
True.
badger, he says.
True.
A honey badger would know, and it would chew its own fucking leg off.
All right.
A shout out I would like to include though that I was debating is humpback whale because they show a genuine sense of
Honorable
altruism.
mention.
I had to show it. I had to put that
Fair
in.
enough. All right. Let us know what your top 5 is in the comments below, and
Who
you
had
think
the best top
five. Yeah, who had the best top 5? Keep in mind, I had fucking chimpanzee, so I feel like
No, you had
no animal beat
orangutan.
that.
Get it right. I had
Oh, you're right.
chimpanzee.
You had chimpanzee. So
You tried to
if we
steal
could
that
actually, if we could edit that out, that would be cool. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
shit.
We're not gonna do that. That's
No.
last topic of the night. Let's get the bold NFL predictions. I feel like we should go reverse of the snake. So we'll go Nathan on. So Nathan, bold NFL prediction. What's your bold NFL prediction?
Haven't really thought about it too much, but I guess I'll just come up with something off the top of my head. I mean, I don't know if it's bold to say that the Jets will make the playoffs, right, with Aaron Rodgers now, but
That feels not bold at all, and I think
Yeah.
you're dumb for saying it. So pick literally anything else.
okay. The Vikings will go to the Super Bowl, led by Justin Jefferson.
I think that's
You
bold.
do.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't actually believe that though.
Yeah, with that defense, that boo
Well, like I said, I
Hey,
didn't have
but
a lot
with
of time
Byron
to think about
Murphy-
it.
Mm.
I didn't know that this was actually going to be a topic of discussion.
Yeah. And if anybody's asking, hey, is Nathan not a part of this planning? He just comes in at the end. No, Nathan is a part of this planning. And you're like, did Nathan have did he read this and even react to it? And you're like, yeah, he did. You say, well, why
Let it be
wasn't
known
Nathan
that
ready?
Bryce is just lying at this point. He's just making things up.
Yeah, no.
So-
Nathan did miss the part about the top 5.
Did he?
Or sorry, not
Yeah.
top 5, the bold
So
prediction.
you can
The
go
bold
fuck
prediction.
yourself, bud.
Oh, fair enough.
Um.
All right.
Okay, so Vikings to the Super Bowl. Fuck it, and
You don't believe that.
Russell
It wouldn't
Wilson is
surprise
going to
me.
have another terrible year, and the Broncos will be dog shit.
He's
That
just
might
saying that
not
to
be
get
that
under my
bold,
skin.
bro. That might not be that
Nah,
bold.
all
Russell
right,
Wilson
bro.
having another bad. He's a bad game manager. Fourth quarter,
mean-
he doesn't know when to call a timeout.
Yeah, we shit
Peyton
on you
Manning
guys
called
though.
like 60
Yeah.
timeouts.
I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's Nathaniel
he shit
Hackett's
on
job.
he shit on
if
the
I had to
worst
follow up
rushing
Nathan, I'd
defense
say
in
a
the
bold
league.
prediction is the
That's definitely
Broncos.
Russ.
I'd say bold.
Yeah.
If I had to follow up Nathan,
Russ
bold
threw for
prediction.
4 touchdowns though on your pass defense. But it was so good with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and J.C. Jackson and Derwin James. Not that good.
Is J.C. Jackson in the game?
Good point. Hey, good memory. All right, Caleb. Bold NFL prediction. Nathan
I
said
mean,
something dumb like Russell Wilson was
Just
going to be bad.
just to caveat what Nathan said. I mean, if that's a bold prediction, I guess it'd be a bold prediction to say the Broncos are going to almost make the playoffs, like miss it by a game. I think we're going to have a really good, heartbreaking season and miss the playoffs because of it. That's one bold prediction, and then my actual bold prediction, not piggybacking off of Nathan's comment. Derek Carr is going to be the second best quarterback in the NFC next year. Jalen Hurts number 1.
Ooh, love that take. Love that take. Love that take. All right, Reed, what you got?
Well, I'm not a huge NFL follower these days, but I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'll just say what I think of the NFC East. I think it's going to be Eagles number 1, Cowboys 2, Redskins 3, and
Wow, incorrect.
Giants
Hey.
4.
Ripping.
Or the
Wrong.
Redskins, the Commanders. You never know. Hey, that's just my prediction. And I think the Eagles is still, from what I understand, their team's still mostly all in contract. So it's going to
They
be
got
mostly
better.
the same Eagles team from last year.
Yep.
And I think that they're
Eagles are
still
going to
going to
dominate.
shit in the NFL's mouths, and Cowboys included. So
Eagles are going to dominate. Cowboys are going to be good enough.
yeah.
Redskins are going to be absolutely terrible. And the Giants are going to be good enough to make the playoffs.
Agreed.
Yeah, you're probably
All right,
right
Chase.
about that. Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Austin Eckler, best running back.
No, that's not too bold.
That's not
'cause
too
it's been
bold. He's
proven
been-
the past 2 seasons, in my opinion.
I was going to say 3. He's been the NFL leader in touchdowns.
I think I'll go to AFC West. I think the AFC West is going to be an extremely competitive division. Now, I know that was said last year, but the difference
That's your
maker
bold
here
prediction.
is that the Chiefs will be 3rd in the AFC West alone.
You don't believe that in your heart.
Who's 1 and 2?
Yeah, facts.
Chargers are
Actually,
1.
who's won?
Broncos.
Okay.
Pretty
Two?
clear the
Wrong.
Chargers are 1.
Broncos.
Wrong. It has to be. No way he believes
can't
the
say the
Jimmy
Raiders.
Garoppolo Raiders.
It can't be the Raiders.
Yeah.
I like
Jimmy-
Garoppolo.
It
I
can't
like
be.
the 49ers, but he's not going to lead them anywhere better than what Derek Carr did. But I genuinely think
Yeah, Derek Carr's a better quarterback.
I
Yeah.
genuinely think coming off of a Super Bowl win, one of the hardest rebounds in the NFL. To make it
Yeah.
anywhere. I'm not even talking to go show back up to the Super Bowl. I'm talking about making the playoffs can be hard after you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, what did the Chiefs do last time they won a Super Bowl? Oh, they went right back.
Yeah.
Oh, they went right back to the Super Bowl. Oh, okay. What was
So
different?
you would agree that it's a bold prediction.
I would agree it's a bold prediction.
Definitely bold.
I would agree it's a bold prediction.
All right. Well,
It's funny actually because
the future can tell.
it's opposite.
Another good bold prediction in the AFC, I think, is Dolphins best in the AFC East. Better than the Bills
Over
and the
the
Jets.
Jets.
I think it's possible. Maybe without Ramsey, I think it becomes tough, but Tua could ball, bro. I think Tua
I agree.
like a teeter-totter, you know what I mean?
I agree. I
He's
would
got the
love a
weapons.
full hour-long podcast to debate this because I'm infatuated with the AFC East. My bold prediction is
It's gonna be pretty fun to
opposite of
watch.
Chase. The Chiefs become the first dynasty in literally 20 years since the Patriots, if we consider a dynasty 3 out of 4. Chiefs repeat.
Is that
Chiefs
that bold
repeat.
though?
I think they are favorites for the Super Bowl, so I mean,
I think Patrick Mahomes.
There
gets
hasn't
there.
been a team to repeat. There hasn't been a single team to repeat
since
in
the Patriots.
20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm confident in saying nobody's close enough to the Chiefs to knock them off.
The
The
Eagles?
Chiefs will run through the Eagles next
Do you
year.
know what the
You're saying
NFL is?
with a healthy Mahomes, with a healthy Travis Kelce, with a healthy center, with
mean,
the healthy,
but don't act like I'm not saying the
with
Eagles
a
would have
Sky
won,
Moore
but
that has a full off season, they run through him. It's not. It's honestly,
I'm
I'm
also not
curious
saying
if
that the
the NFL is
Chiefs
going to
would.
be fun to watch next year. That's
I also
how
wouldn't say
good the
the
Chiefs
Chiefs
are.
would have lost the Super Bowl, but that field had a big difference for both sides on the way that game played out. No sacks, nobody could get grip rushing. Like rushers were effectively useless that entire Super Bowl, and I think the Chiefs were more planned for that. So I'm saying I don't know if the Chiefs would have lost, but I think if they rerun it in the Super Bowl, it's going to be a different game one way or another.
I can
Tough
agree with a
schedule.
different
They
game.
got a really tough schedule.
Both sides.
If you guys are not satisfied, if you guys aren't satisfied with that bold prediction that Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year, and by the way, if you guys are watching this podcast in 8 months when the Super Bowl is going on and Chiefs have won the Super Bowl, go ahead and comment below. Bryce was right. That would be appreciated.
Don't do that.
Nah, do it just because I want to know. If you want another bold prediction, Broncos not only make the playoffs, but win one playoff game. Chargers also make the playoffs. Chargers win at 0 playoff games because of poor coaching.
Yeah, well, they replaced the poor coaching on offense, so
Yeah, they didn't, but they didn't replace the culture. You guys have the most talented roster in the NFL.
You guys
and you
are the
can't
only
win a
team
playoff
that's
game
had
because of poor coaching.
time will tell.
they've had
Poor
top
coaching?
5
Time will
individual
tell.
position players in like the top 5 years.
Poor coaching was on the
It's
offensive
bananas.
side of the ball, and that's why we lost to the Jaguars. Is sitting on the ball, game in and game out, and that will change.
The reason you
That
guys
wasn't a
lost to
culture
the
issue. That
Jaguars
wasn't a
is
culture
because,
issue.
fair enough. I can agree with
That was
maybe
a play calling issue.
I don't even know if it was a play calling issue as much as it was you guys put that bum Joshua Kellett in at running back and thought that he could do something for your offense.
Yeah. I mean, Eckler
Joshua
didn't
Kelly
want to
was
like be
pathetic.
a workhorse though. They were trying to give him breaks, you know what I mean?
True enough. Dude's pretty small.
Isaiah Spiller should step in a little bit, hopefully.
All right, so we wrapped up a while ago,
All right.
right?
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I think we did.
thanks for joining us for episode 2. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and click the notification button. Disregard what Reed said.
We've
who
said
cares
this
if
3
you guys
times.
look?
We haven't said
This
it
is the
once,
first time I've
brother.
said this.
We
Thank
have,
you.
though.
Appreciate you.
This dude's hammered.
Win. Anyway, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell for the next time that we upload, which will be the same time next week. We're dedicated, unlike the other podcasts you watch, which upload whenever the fuck they feel like it. We carry boats.